Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a new article that lays the groundwork for how Scream 6 could make good on a huge twist from the past that Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson wrote and intended to film in the past, but because of extenuating circumstances, they were forced to change gears. But because Kevin and Wes both made a decision about a certain character in the year 1999, it forever cemented that character's status, and he has been eligible to return ever since. Now, some Scream 6 set photos suggest that Radio Silence have a chance to redeem this incredible twist we never got to see, and many of us in the Scream fandom have been waiting to see with every new Scream film. And all I can say is, choo choo, let's go. So Den of the Geek published an article today that suggests Scream 6 is set up for the return of one of the most beloved characters in the franchise. That's right, Stu Macher. The headline reads, Scream 6 could bring back a forgotten franchise twist. A shelved Scream twist could come back from the dead for one last scare in the sixth installment of the franchise. So guys, coming out in 2000, Scream 3 had a famously troubled production. We've talked a lot about it here on the channel before. It was kind of divisive among the fandoms when it came out, and the franchise went dormant for the next 11 years. Now, the original trio of Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox and David Arquette all returned, alongside a bunch of A-list newcomers like Patrick Dempsey, Parker Posey, and of course, the veteran Lance Henriksen also had a role. But despite having a lot going for it, leaving Woodsboro for Hollywood meant many felt it was too far of a departure from its predecessors. Now, Kevin Williamson's original reveal would have been one for the ages, which deserves its time to glisten in Scream 6. The Scream creator told Entertainment Tonight how there was going to be the typical final act bloodbath, but as Sidney walked into the house, the murdered victims would have risen up as a group of fans obsessed with the in-movie Stab series. And if this wasn't a big enough twist, Matthew Lillard confirmed to Vulture in 2022, earlier this year, that he was originally going to return for Scream 3 before it was rewritten. However, he still got paid for the role, and they were 3 weeks away from shooting the film with that original script. And then when Columbine happened, everything changed. Had to rewrite it. That script went into litigation with the Weinsteins. There's so much backstory to this. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that was the original plan. So the mastermind behind this generation of unhinged killers was going to be none other than Stu Macher. And for those who need a refresher out there, of course, if you're on this channel, you probably don't. But remember, Matthew Lillard played Stu, of course, in the first movie, was an accomplice to Billy Loomis. And if Scream 3 had gone ahead with Williamson's outline, Stu would have survived his Scream death and orchestrated everything from behind bars. Now, this all ties into Scream 6 through a leaked photo that shows our survivors in what looks to be like a Ghostface Hall of Fame or museum at the Le National Theater, where they filmed it at. And you guys remember the leaked image? It's the one that has Kirby on it with Sam and Tara, Chad and everyone's there. Dermont, Mindy's there, Jack Champion. There's like 8 people there. Gail's in the back. That image from the theater that's been taken down for a lot of social media platforms now, that leaked image, that is the image that, according to viewer Anon, said that they're in that theater, and it's like a museum. All of the Ghostface costumes from the original killings were on display, like in a museum. And that's where that leaked photo was showing them at, where they were. So this is where it looks like the killers in Scream 6 obtained the masks and costumes from those previous killers of the past in the franchise. Now, we saw someone wearing a vintage mask, and I just did a video yesterday talking about the robe they're wearing and how it's possibly the Scream 5 robe that whoever killed Dewey was wearing in the hospital with the bullet holes. Now, because of the leaked image from the bodega where Ghostface is holding that shotgun, we know that there's Ghostface killers running around in New York wearing vintage Ghostface masks from previous killers and potentially full costumes from the previous killers as well. Or maybe some of them got the robes and wear those as well. Which is why I've stated many times now that I love this idea of wearing these old costumes and masks by the killers. I think it is a great idea. I give my hats off to James and Guy for writing that as it's into the story. I think it's awesome. And it could really be amazing if they execute it well. And it's a really good mystery. Got to have a solid mystery written to go along with all this. But if they've done that and they've executed on that on camera, it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fantastic. So when we're thinking about motives here, the whole stab-obsessed film rhetoric played out with Richie in Scream 5. So we've been there, done that with the stab movies. So it's more likely this connection goes all the way back to the start. And it's with that in mind that the article closes with the following. Given that 2022 Scream returned to Stu's house for its climax, many speculated we'd see him unmasked as one of the killers. Scream purists say it would have been too stuffed to introduce so many new faces, bring back the legacy cast, and have the wild twist of Stu being alive in Scream 5. But now that things have settled, his return could make a lot of sense. Sadly, while Billy Loomis remains a key part of Scream because he's the father of Barrera's Sam Carpenter, Stu is often forgotten. Having a cult of Ghostface fanatics and Stu as their puppet master is exactly the kind of out there reveal that's just realistic but bonkers enough to work in Scream 6. And I absolutely 100% agree with this article. I think it could absolutely be done. Now, I've also said here many times, I'm really hoping for Stu in Scream 7 more than Scream 6, just because I want to see them close the trilogy with Matthew Lillard and hopefully get Nev back for 7. Having said that, though, if this, with this plot line of the old mask and the vintage, all of this really does play in to a previous killer being involved. And if they pull the trigger with Matthew Lillard here, I will not complain. I will love every minute of it and just enjoy it if they end up actually doing that. So I love the article. I had to share it with you guys. I thought it was very interesting to think about. More interesting stuff to come. We're just getting started on Scream 6 theories for the next 3 months. Once that trailer comes out, I'll be putting out theory videos probably just about every single day. Trailer breakdowns every day. It's going to be awesome. But guys, for right now, I want to know what you think about this article suggesting the return of Stu Macher to the franchise. I want to know what your thoughts are, your ideas and theories. So start leaving your comments below right now in the comments section, and we can discuss it together there. Well, that's it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream 6 and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.